So now let's understand reciprocal. Good. The reciprocal of a non-zero integer x is denoted by x power minus 1. Why it is non-zero? Arya?
Sir, x power minus 1 would be 1 by x if you want to convert it into like a fraction.
Correct. Correct. So let's look at this. It's I just wanted to explain something here. 1 second. 1 by x is x to the power of minus 1, right? Now we'll understand why this is minus 1 little later. Okay, so just wait for a moment. We'll go to the some rules, loss of exponent, positive integral, we'll get there. So I want you to learn this one. Now, multiplicative property. For multiplying the powers of same base, powers are added. So a power m into a power n is a to the power of m plus n. Now, this is something that we have learned in school already. So if you want to understand in a basic way, what is that we are learning here is, if we have something called 2 to the power of 3, say for example, we have 2 to the power of 3 multiplied with 2 to the power of 4. What this rule is telling you is the fundamental index law is, it's also known as multiplication property of indexes. So 2 to the power of 3 into 2 to the power of 4, wherein you have to know first thing is the base should be same. If the base is same, we say 2 to the power of 3 plus 4. That's what this formula is saying. A power m into a power n is a power m plus n. But how is it so? First, let's understand here 2 to the power of 3. What do you mean by 2 to the power of 3? 2 into 2 into 2, you're multiplying it 3 times. And here into 2 to the power of 4, 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. You are multiplying 2 4 times. You are multiplying here 3 times. Here you are multiplying 4 times. So basically, can I say you are multiplying 2 how many times? You are multiplying 2 3 plus 4 times. That is 7 times. That is your basic mathematics. You can see when you are multiplying 2 into 2 into 2, you're multiplying 3 times here and you're multiplying 4 times here. All that is getting multiplied. Effectively, 2 is multiplied 7 times, which is nothing but addition of your 3 plus 4. That's the reason the powers add up and we say this is nothing but 2 to the power of 7. But where is this 7 coming from? 7 is nothing but the combination of 3 plus 4. That's a very basic fundamental. So in short, if you want to prove this as a theorem, it's very simple. A power m into a power n is what we need to calculate. What do you mean by a power m? A into a multiplied m times. That multiplied with a into so on n times. I'm just trying to teach you the proof logically. So what does that mean? Now, if you multiply this, you are actually multiplying a into a m times, m times, which is getting multiplied with a into a n times. So basically, how many times is this? This is m plus n times. You are actually multiplying m plus n times because this is m times and this is n times. So totally 5 times plus 4 times is 5 plus 4, 9 times. So we are saying 8 m times into and n times, that adds up and say m plus n times. That's the reason that's equal to a to the power of m plus n. That's the proof of this particular theorem. And now every time you need not learn it as a theorem, you should get it very clearly. Always whenever you see a to the power of m into a to the power of n, it's simply a to the power of m plus n. Okay, let's get on with this. Now, this is very simple. Let me explain this also for you, all of you. Just concentrate. There is nothing great as a theorem to learn. That's a division property. The way we have done the multiplication property, we'll do the division property. So if someone asks you 2 to the power of 4 divided by 2 to the power of 3. What do you mean by 2 to the power of 4 divided by 2 to the power of 3? Basically, if you do this, you know it is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 in the numerator, and 2 to the power of 3 is 2 into 2 into 2 in the denominator. And we have already done mathematics. When we have numerator and denominator, common factors can be eliminated. So you know this 2 into 2 into 2 will get cancelled with 2 into 2 into 2. So we are left with only 2 to the power of 1. So basically, you can see this is nothing but 2 to the power of 1. So, but how did you get this 1? This is nothing but you have 4 in the numerator and you have 3 in the denominator in the exponent, right? So basically, this 2 to the power of 4 divided by 2 to the power of 3, what happens is 2 to the power of 4, this denominator, this 3, when it goes up, it will be 2 to the power of minus 3. So that's the reason it will become 2 to the power of minus 3. So basically 2 to the power of 4 minus 3, you get it as 2 to the power of 1. So that's the very simple theorem. So a power m by a power n, your a power n by a power n is nothing but a to the power of m minus n. Very simple. Now, so you need not worry about when m is greater than n, whatever. So you can always write it the way you want. The formula doesn't change. So the same m minus n. Now, if I want to bring it in the denominator, now the same formula, if I want to write in the denominator, a power m by a power n. So 1 divided by, if I want to write it in the denominator, instead of m minus n, I'll end up writing n minus m. That means your a power m, when it comes down in the denominator, it will become a power minus m. Does that make sense to everyone? Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. So I need everyone to understand a power m will always become 1 by a power minus m. So this a power m, when it goes to the denominator, will become a power minus m. That's very fundamental. Okay. So now he's saying if m is equal to n, this will become 1. Of course, if a power m divided by a power n, we know is a to the power of m minus n. Now, if m is equal to n, so if m value is equal to n, so that means it's like this, 2 to the power of 4 divided by 2 to the power of 4. What happens? It's 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Yes, basically they get cancelled and they become what? So all that gets cancelled, that should be equal to 1. So that is exactly we learn, if m is equal to n, this will become a to the power of 0. M minus n will be 0. And that's how we learn that a power 0 is 1. So always remember, a to the power of 0 is 1. Monkey to the power of 0 is 1. Monkey to the donkey to the power of 0 is also 1. So any number to the power of 0 is 1, unless that number is 0. So non-zero number. So that's something that you will be learning. Why it should be non-zero later. It's too early for you to learn. So this is one way of approaching why a power 0 is 1. I also want you to learn another approach of why a power 0 is 1. Just give me a second. I'll explain you another way of learning that. Concentrate, everyone. Now, so look here. So you can see, once if I write 2 to the power of 0, I want you to learn patterns. That's the reason I'm teaching you this. So from 2 to the power of 4 to 2 to the power of 4, this 16 is becoming half of it. It's becoming 8. You can see 2 cubed to 2 square, it is becoming 4. If you can observe, 8 is becoming 4. Once again, it is halved. From 16 to 8, it is halved. From 8 to 4 also, it has become half. You can observe here also, 2 square to 2 power 1, it is becoming half. Now from 2 power 1 to 2 power 0, you can see this has to be halved. What if you halve the number 2? What will happen when you halve the number 2? It'll give you 1. Exactly. 1. Very good. I would like you to go ahead and learn this little better. Now 2 power 0. Now tell me 2 power minus 1. What's the pattern? Once again, I'm going down 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1. So 1 should be halved. That's the reason this will be 1 by 2. If you half 1, it will become 1 by 2. That's another way of learning why 2 power minus 1 is 1 by 2. 2 power minus 1 is 1 by 2. Can you see that pattern? Are you observing the pattern? I'm not teaching you the formula a power m minus, and from there I'm not explaining you. I'm explaining you why 2 power minus 1 is 1 by 2 using common sense observation. The way mathematicians might have seen this some thousands of years ago. That's how they saw patterns and they created formulae. You are learning, you are lucky to learn formulae. Ancient people who have observed all this have arrived at these numbers. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make?